Today we are here interviewing the one and only Miss Victoria Harris. She is an author. She is a resident of Buena Vista, Michigan, and we'll discuss her huge accomplishments after being incarcerated. We will also discuss her upcoming book titled Love, Lies, and Crime, A Scale Unbalanced, Diluted by a Prisoner's Love Song. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, can you tell the people who Miss Victoria Harris is and what and who does she represent?
I am a mother of 6 children. I have, out of that union, I have 12 beautiful grandkids that I spend a lot of time with. I'm a graduate of Saginaw Valley State University, where I obtained my degree in criminal justice sociology.
Awesome.
I was in the military back in '78.
What branch?
I was in the Army.
Okay, awesome, Army girl.
Hmm I represent women of similar backgrounds that been through the prison system and come out and change their life around.
Awesome, beautiful. So, like most interviewers, I had to do my research before we got here, right? Okay, so I was able to do some research and I stumbled across a picture with your face, an article in the Saginaw's newspaper. So, I like to know, how did that make you feel and how did you land in there?
It made me feel good because someone recognized me as my during my downfall, and how that it uplifted me to see that I had an article in the newspaper, and that made me want to go further with positive aspects in my life. A friend of mine contacted someone from the Saginaw News that heard about my story, and they wanted to do the article on me, so it made me feel good.
At what point in your life did you decide to share your story? And did you have second thoughts as you revisited your past on how your peers and your consumers may view you?
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to share my story only because it was a guy, one of my professor in my government class. We had to do some doing some speech, and when he heard my story, he encouraged me. Have you ever thought about writing a book? And that's where that idea landed from a professor that told me to write a book, and that's where that come from.
Okay, so as you revisited your story, did you fear how your peers would view you or your consumers?
I never gave that much thought. I just know I had a story to tell, and I had to get it out there. I know there's going to be some people, some critics, and there might not be no critics, but I was willing to tell my story regardless how people look at me, because everybody's not going to like me or like my story. So you're going to have some people out there that like your story, some people that's not going to like it. So I just decided to go ahead on and write it and let it do what it's due.
And here we are today. Why did you choose to write the book in a Christian genre? And are you concerned about what kind of audience or critics you may attract, being that the story is considered a crime-based story?
The reason why I did Christian genre is because God didn't come save the ones that was already saved. He came and saved the ones that was lost. And I had to go through what I went through to get where I'm at today. I did some bad things, and I regret that I had done it, but I also learned from my mistakes. So I'm building on my troubled lifestyle to build on a lifestyle with God. He changed my life, and
That's all that matters.
yeah.
Who's your target audience and why?
My target audience is women's that's been through similar situations that I've been through, and women's that has not yet experienced what I have experienced. And if I can save one woman that's waiting on a man in prison, and I'm not saying all men in prison are bad, because some men get out of prison and they build with the woman that waited on them. Um, that didn't happen for me. I waited on a guy for 17 years, and he came home, and he wasn't very nice. He did some things, and that is mentioned in my book,
Okay.
Love, Lies, and Crime.
So, as we all know, writing a book can be challenging. I mean, I was stuck at writing essays, and that was challenging enough. But I like to ask you, in the developmental stages of writing your book, what challenges did you encounter? And what did you do to surpass those challenges?
The challenges that I encountered while writing that book is having to relive what I've been through, the 17 years of waiting. It's funny how men can manipulate you for their own gain. And while I was writing my book, having to relive it all over again, it kind of made me sad, because I was thinking about the fact that, dang, I could have waited. I mean, I waited on this guy for 17 and a half years, and he come home and went to the same vomit that he left from. He started selling drugs again. He having affairs with other women. And while I was writing it, I asked myself, how could I have been so naive to let that happen?
Mm-hmm. Let's face it, we live in a world of AI generated stories that can be created in minutes. How long did it take you to write your story or this project? And do you believe that the audience will value your book equally if you were to create it through AI? Why or why not?
Well, it took me 20 plus years to write this book, because I put it to the side, because God was telling me spiritually that the book is not ready, because he's not finished with me yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that AI generated would capture what I truly felt and what I truly experienced during the time that I was going through those ordeals.
Mm-hmm.
I really do believe that my book will save, if it saves one person, I did my job.
Now, I learned a lot of great things about you today. How would you say that your story shaped you into the inspiring woman you are today?
I look back on my life right now, and I kind of wish that some of the things that I've done, I wish I can take them back, because that wasn't none of me. I think the reason why I chose the route that I was going is quick gratification. And this guy threw himself on me. He showered me with a lot of gifts. And I said, oh, this is easy. This is easy. Why should I have to do anything else that's going to be harder? But things that's hard to come by, it should have been something that I should have really embraced, because life is not easy. I just wish I had not indulged myself in this lifestyle.
Well, would you agree that everything that you went through shaped you into?
I think it did. I think that it made me the woman that I am today. Um, I'm not as outgoing as I was. I read more affirmations, and I'm in church that helps me a lot. And I instead of me taking control of my own life, um, I'd rather let God direct my path.
Beautiful. What advice do you have for women who believe it is too late to become the best version of themselves?
I don't think it's ever too late, but the only advice that I can give to a woman is to think before you make that move. I wish that I grew up without a father, and my dad was killed in a car accident when I was only 10 months old. And I believe if I had a father figure in my life, I wouldn't have made the choices that I made. So I feel that I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
Now for the moment that we've all been waiting for. Where can we find and purchase your book in the future?
My book will be available on several platforms. Speaking engagement at a later date.
All right. You look like you trying to. And now for the moment that we've all been waiting for. Where can we find and purchase your book in the future?
At Speaking Engagement, several platforms at a later date.
Awesome. I'd like to thank you for bringing in your great energy and your wisdom. And I just like to say, you keep doing what you're doing, and you keep being that light for those women that have been left behind and that's trying to find their way to do beautiful things that you're doing for the community. Thank you.
You're welcome.